You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. Time to talk free movies with Chris Woolsey of Vizio TV. Vizio, home of the Vizio Watch Free Plus app.
KFI, Later with Mo Kelly, live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app and YouTube. It is still Burger King night. My crown had fallen off last segment. Now it's correctly atop my dome. Chris Woolsey, Vizio TV, Watch Free Plus app. Good to see you.
Good to see you with your crown,
Thank
which
you.
is only appropriate.
Yes, it is. I am the king. It's good to be the king.
Amen and amen.
Count the money. Count the money. Du Monet. Du Monet. Only real cinephiles know where that's from. Chris, what you got for us as we get closer and closer to October and with that Halloween?
So we've got a ton of terror titles this month on Vizio Watch Free Plus. Some of my favorite movies in that genre of all time.
Of all time. That's a long list of all time.
It is. It is because, and I have two of them on this list tonight we're going to talk about. One, I've got a hot take. 2016 Train to Busan, best zombie movie ever made.
Mark, would you agree or disagree? Best zombie movie ever made?
No, it's not the best in my opinion, but it's really good, and it really moves at just a breakneck pace. It's tense.
It cooks.
When I went to Korea this last summer, and I was on the train to Busan, it made me think of the movie. And it's like, yeah, I'm on the train too.
Did you like nudge people and go?
Sure did.
You know?
No, I did.
You know where we're going, right?
Yeah, it's like we're on our way. This is where are we going? This is the train to what? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It is a phenomenal film. It is the 6th highest grossing Korean film of all time. That is how popular.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
It's definitely one of those movies where you think, I've really had enough zombie garbage. It's all slop. I've had X number of seasons of The Walking Dead. And then you see that one. It's just like, whoa, why didn't anybody try that before?
Yeah, totally. And what I love about this movie, and it's the same thing I loved about like Godzilla -1, is it has this incredible human storyline that is fantastic without anything else. Mm-hmm. And then they layer the zombies over the top of it, and it just ratchets up the drama. I love this movie.
I think it's one of the best. One that I like almost as much, and I'm quite sure that Mark will get mad at me and disagree with me. But Train to Busan, for me, as far as the drama and intensity, was very reminiscent of World War Z.
Sure. I'm not sure about Mark's take on that. I loved the book. The movie, I thought, had moments that were great. The set pieces, Jerusalem, the zombie invasion there, I thought was great. There was a lot, but what I love about Train to Busan is every single character had an arc and a journey. Like there were no like just pat characters that they just wedged in there because they had to. Everybody was fully fleshed out and had a complete experience throughout the film.
It even gets a little emotional.
It does.
Yeah.
I will agree there because you care more about the characters along the way. They're not nameless, faceless, as opposed to many of these zombie movies like, oh, yeah, someone else got turned. Oh, yeah, too bad for them.
Yep.
You can't care about everyone because there are too many people to care about.
Totally. No, I love it.
All right, what else you got?
All right, so we've got the foreign film zombie. I'm going to throw in just a good old American slasher horror franchise. And that is, we had Freddy, we had Jason, we had fill in the blank. Well, now we have Art the Clown. So this is the Terrifier franchise, Terrifier 1 and 2. I think we can all agree that clowns on their best day are terrifying. This is a clown on his worst day.
I think this is underappreciated in the annals of slasher movies. I think the Terrifier series is doesn't get its due.
Yeah. One review that I particularly liked said Art the Clown makes Pennywise look like Krusty, which I thought was hilarious.
That is a bold statement.
That's a very bold statement, okay? Pennywise, he's in the Hall of Fame.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. But Art is terrifying. This is a really, really scary franchise.
Give me one more before we go to break.
Okay. So we talked about zombies.
Yep.
I think I would be doing the audience a disservice if it watch the Crown. If we did not talk about the one that started it all, 1968, George Romero classic, Night of the Living Dead.
What say you, Mark Ronner?
It changed my life, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I made my own zombie comic in 2009, and we'd have none of that without Night of the Living Dead. It's a masterpiece. It's fantastic.
It is spectacular. And I was, as I always do, I was looking up a little research. I did not realize the lead, Dwayne Jones, was the first black leading male in a feature film where the protagonist did not have to be a black man.
And Romero insisted that he didn't care about that and just cast him because of his acting.
He said he was just a spectacular actor,
yeah.
and he is.
Way ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Way ahead of his time.
For sure. An amazing film. So if you have not seen this movie, do yourself a favor and watch it. It is terrifying. It is so well done. I think it has a lot to say about modern society. It's great.
I would go one step further and say, if you appreciate the impact of cinema on life, not necessarily art imitating life, but art influencing life, Night of the Living Dead is just one of those movies you have to see because so much cinema came from it, either directly or indirectly influenced because of it, what have you. It's just one of those movies then you can go back and see, I can see how this horror series took something from that or is influenced by it. It's just one of those movies you just have to see, like Psycho and others, but specifically within the horror genre, Night of the Living Dead, you just have to see.
It's still shocking. It's hard to remember at this point when we've had Resident Evil and a million other zombie movies, how transgressive and shocking that was in 1968.
Absolutely. And it was made for just over $100,000.
Yeah, these guys all worked for Mr. Rogers, and they got together on weekends and borrowed their relatives' cars and stuff. An amazing accomplishment.
And it brought in $35 million.
In $68.
But they didn't get paid for any of that because somebody screwed up the paperwork on the copyright.
That is correct.
Nobody got any money from that movie.
Wait, then who got it? The studio?
It's public domain. The distributor got a ton, and then, there were no residuals that ever got paid out.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Did not know that. Chris Woolsey coming through. When we come back, we'll have more with Chris Woolsey as we talk about the Vizio TV Watch Free Plus app. We have all these wonderful selections for free. But when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the free action flicks available this month as we get closer and closer to Halloween. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live on YouTube and the iHeartRadio app, KFI AM 640. Yes, it's Burger King time still.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI, Mr. Mo Kelly. It's Later with Mo Kelly live on YouTube and the iHeartRadio app. And if you're tuned into our YouTube video simulcast, you might notice that I and Sam the Sex Doctor were wearing Burger King crowns, and so is Twala Sharp, but he's out working on the podcast, so you can't see him at the moment. It's because Nick Poliokini, in his infinite wisdom, was kind enough to bring in some Burger King. He's going to tell us all about it in the 9 o'clock hour, but that's why we're wearing Burger King crowns, and we're happy to do so. We appreciate the food and all the fun that comes along with it. Right now, we're speaking with Chris Woolsey of Vizio TV. We're talking about the Watch Free Plus app where you can get all these great movies for free each and every month. Now we're talking, Chris, about the free action flicks on Vizio Watch Free Plus app. What you got for us?
We've got a bunch of very cool. Okay, so this movie is so this is the 2012 Wrath of the Titans. Not to be confused with the 1981 classic Clash of the Titans.
Right, was it Harry Hamlin?
Yes, it was. Mm-hmm. Yes. With, I think it was Mark Ronner will probably know, but I believe it was the last movie that Ray Harryhausen did, who was in charge of all the stop motion animation on it, and he did the original King Kong.
Wasn't Olivier in that as well as Zeus? I believe.
Yes, I think he was.
Which is somehow hilarious.
Yeah, stunt casting at its finest. But this is really a fun movie. Perseus enters Hades to rescue his father Zeus, who's kidnapped by his son Ares and his brother Hades. Sam Worthington plays Perseus.
Well, if I could jump in there.
Yep.
This cast, in an Oscar sense, is almost legendary.
Yeah.
Given the material, you can almost laugh and say it's a little bit beneath him, but you're talking about Sam Worthington, Liam Neeson, Ralph Fiennes, Rosamund Pike. There are some real heavy hitters in this movie.
Absolutely. Yep.
Danny Houston. I mean, list goes on and on.
And it's super fun. Like, I don't know how well it did in the box office, but it's very fun. It's hard living up to Clash of the Titans, which is like one of the greatest fantasy films of all time. So
I think so. Mark, would you agree with that?
It's been forever since I've seen it, but I'm looking it up on IMDb right now, and I kind of want to watch it again.
I watch it about every 2-3 years. I've managed to find it on TV somewhere, or something will trigger my memory, and I go watch it. So I was torn when they remade it.
Yes.
But I mean, I love the old Harryhausen stop motion animation. And for some reason, even though it is obviously puppeteering, it just seems more real to me than the CGI.
Agreed. Yeah, he was a genius. And this also has the great line, "Release the Kraken."
Yes.
So it's fun just to see Liam Neeson do that. But so we've got that for action. This is another one that, it's hard to remake the classics, but this is 2010, The A-Team. This is the movie version, written and directed by a friend of the show, Joe Carnahan.
That's true.
Yeah. And, maybe the best TV theme song of all time.
I don't know about the best, because there are a lot which come to mind, but I would say it's one of the better film adaptations of a TV show.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It's super fun. And again, Liam Neeson. We're going very Neeson heavy this week.
Tuala's going to hurt you for that, right?
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ask him after the segment's over why.
Okay. He's got some strong feelings.
Oh, he's
Liam
got some
Neeson.
strong feelings.
Okay. I will definitely have to hit him up for that. But Bradley Cooper, Patrick Wilson, Jessica Biel.
Rampage Jackson.
There you go. Yep. And I think they did a great job.
I think so, too. I think it was true to the spirit of the TV show, George Papard, Mr. T, and all of them.
Yep. 10,000 bullets fired, and how many deaths? 0.
That's right, 0. Yeah.
Always ridiculous. But and then another adaptation. We have 2008, Max Payne.
I thought this movie was underrated.
I thought the exact same thing when I rewatched it, getting ready for this. I was like, this is actually really good.
Yeah. I think it was not. I don't know if it wasn't promoted correctly. Look, it's a game that turned into a movie, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you look at the history, not a lot of those movies are successful when they're adapted from games. Maybe with the exception of Resident Evil. I can't think of all too many.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy failed. Doom failed. Just about most of the movie adaptations of games. I don't know what they would consider F1 a game adaptation.
Sure. I mean, Lara Croft did well.
Lara Croft.
Yeah.
But you can name them on one hand.
Oh, absolutely.
What you're saying with Max Payne.
No, it's fantastic and great cast. Mark Wahlberg, Mila Kunis, Beau Bridges, Ludacris, Chris O'Donnell. Very fun. And it has a look and feel like The Crow.
It does.
And it has a very similar. Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of like comic book turned up to 11. And it's a very similar storyline. Mark Wahlberg's wife and child get killed. And so he decides he's going to take on the entire underworld and kill pretty much everyone.
What do you like most about discovering these titles, going back and finding these titles, and then rewatching them? Because I will text back and forth with Mark Ronner, especially like over the weekend. We will find a movie that we're talking about and want to go back and rewatch. And it just, yes, the nostalgia is great, but you also get to reappreciate the genius of some of these movies, which did not have necessarily the CGI that we do now, didn't have all the tips and tricks that they bathe movies in, and movies had to more stand on their own 2 feet, and there are a lot of gems where you look like they don't put that much energy in the movies anymore.
It seems like it, doesn't it? Yeah. And to your point, the practical effects that are in some of these films,
that's it. Yeah.
are just incredible. And the work, when you look at, if you go and like read up or listen to a podcast on the making of a movie like The Thing, it's bonkers the amount of engineering. They had to invent things for the movie that didn't exist before just so they could do these crazy effects, because computer graphics didn't exist. And so it's really just like a marvel of engineering and the communal
and that movie
art.
Still holds up, since you mentioned The Thing.
Absolutely. It's so good. It's my son's like favorite movie.
Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't it do poorly at the box office?
It did. We were not ready for it. We didn't deserve it. A lot of Carpenter's movies bombed or didn't do that well when they came out.
Yep.
And then they were recognized later on as the masterpieces they are.
Genius.
I've seen The Thing more times than almost anything except maybe The Road Warrior. It's so brilliant.
It's
great cast too. You talk about Kurt Russell, Keith David,
Wolford Brimley.
Right.
At his finest.
yes.
He looked at 55 in all of his movies.
He did. He came out of the womb with like crow's feet. Yeah. Amazing.
Real quickly, what did you think of the prequel to The Thing?
I did not see it.
Good.
I got to be honest.
You didn't miss a thing.
I've heard you missed. I missed nothing. Yes.
Not a damn thing. But before we close up, let's remind everyone about the Vizio Watch Free Plus app. Where to get it? How to get it? How is it? How much does it cost? That kind of stuff.
Perfect. So if you have a Vizio TV, you just turn it on your homepage. You go down to the Watch Free Plus icon, click on that. It'll take you right into the environment. There's tens of thousands of free movies and TV shows. You never have to pay for anything, with new arrivals coming every week.
Tens of thousands of free.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you can beat that with the bat.
And if you don't have a Vizio TV, do not despair. All you do is download the free Vizio app from your favorite mobile app store, create a free Vizio account, click on Live TV, and it'll take you to an area with over 300 free streaming channels, again, with tens of thousands.
There's really no downside to this. It doesn't cost you anything.
Nope.
All you have to do is just go get it.
That's it. So easy.
And if you're like me, you already have a Vizio TV, you already have it.
There you go. You got to do nothing.
Chris Woolsey, when you leave, make sure you talk to Tuala, ask him about Liam Neeson, and ask him from about 10 feet away. I don't want you to get caught with a left uppercut or anything.
Oh, I am so excited about this.
Oh, you don't know? Oh, he has strong feelings about Liam.
Okay. All right. I'll hear his Liam, and I'll raise him a Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, you have a Mark Wahlberg story?
I might. I don't know.
We got to get Joe Carnahan back on the show.
You do?
Yeah.
Let's get the band back together again.
Yeah. He's been working on some stuff. We interact back and forth on social media, but I have to say, like, hey, come on the show. So.
Yeah. Let's do it. Sac State. Come on.
Always good to see you, Chris.
Always good to be seen by you.
We're going to talk about KFC. You have a food motif going on tonight. KFC and maybe the would-be descendant of Colonel Sanders, allegedly, supposedly. What? That's next. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere. The iHeartRadio app and YouTube.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
Live everywhere on YouTube and the iHeartRadio app. Even though it is Burger King night, we can talk about some other folks. Growing up, I didn't get to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken all that often. I don't know if my mom didn't like it because she usually made those decisions. It was more of a McDonald's house. But I liked KFC on the rare occasion in which I would get it. The taste was just something special. We had a Pioneer chicken by our house. Was not as good. We had a Church's chicken not far from our house and where we went to church, as a matter of fact, no pun intended, was not as good. Always preferred KFC. And then you get older and you get to make your own decisions like, well, I'm going to go ahead and buy myself some KFC. And I was always an original recipe dude. I never liked extra crispy. The reason I'm talking about this is because the recipe is the issue. And there's this guy, he goes by Real Colonel Sanders on social media, who claims to be the great, great, great nephew of Colonel Sanders. And he is upset with the KFC Corporation. Forget this. KFC, allegedly, has been spending the last decade sexualizing Colonel Sanders in its marketing campaigns. Did I miss something? I don't remember Colonel Sanders being sexualized in any way. What did I miss?
I remember they had what's his face in wrestling. They had Shawn Michaels dress up, I think, as him and go out with the big muscles and everything. They had different people portraying him. So I don't know. Maybe they had a porn star as him.
I don't remember any women in the commercials with him. If someone can point me to one, sure. But I'm just saying, Colonel Sanders is just about as unsexual as you can get.
Well, that said, I think Ron Jeremy would be a natural.
Nope.
I mean, I don't believe he's at liberty to do such a thing at the moment.
I don't think Ron Jeremy is going to be doing much of anything for the rest of eternity.
A younger Ron Jeremy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. So this great, great, great nephew, would-be nephew, says that he's mad at the KFC Corporation for sexualizing his uncle, and he's reached out to KFC over a number of occasions talking about the things that they think is wrong. He thinks is wrong with the company, its marketing practices. And so in response, KFC blocked him on social media, or at least the intern working the account. Since he was blocked, the nephew, he then sought revenge and released what he claims is the recipe for the original recipe. I don't know how you cook it, but he listed all the ingredients, the 11 herbs and spices. Now, have you ever tried to cook any of this stuff? I remember there was a time where someone released a recipe for Mrs. Fields cookies, and this is not the first time that someone allegedly had released the recipe for KFC. So I wonder, has anyone actually tried to cook it and make it taste anything like the actual food?
I haven't, but are you going to divulge the ingredients right now?
Can I do it without getting in trouble? I was wondering.
Well, it's not like the Manhattan Project. It's chicken.
That's true. I'm trying to think. Let me see where I can find it in the story. Can't seem to find it.
You know, I just spotted something because I'm silly, and I Googled sexy Colonel Sanders.
Oh, no.
Oh, hell.
And I found Chippendale KFC Colonel Sanders.
Is it like someone who's doing a parody?
It's from KFC's site on YouTube. It's from KFC themselves.
Oh, play it. Play it, please.
Here. Oh, you want the sound on this? Here we go.
Yeah, I want it. Look sexy.
They're all dressed up. Right? Okay, I get to give you play-by-play on this. They all.
Yeah, give it to Daniel.
Oh, he's got it. I think. Oh, wow.
That is some male stripper music.
You, Mom.
This is intense.
And it's on a work computer.
You're a real.
It's safe for work.
It's on YouTube. It was a Mother's Day thing.
Why is this great-great-great nephew so worried about an uncle he never met being sexualized? For all we knew, I mean, Colonel Sanders could have been a stone cold pimp. I mean, he could have had plenty of women. I don't know, Oh, anyhow, here's the recipe. According to Real Colonel Sanders, the 11 spices in KFC chicken are, and I can't call it a recipe. These are just the ingredients because we don't have the proportions or the cooking method. The 11 spices in KFC chicken are sage, garlic powder, cardamom, I don't know what that is, cayenne, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, coriander, ginger, white pepper, and black pepper. Without the proportions, I don't know what that means. That doesn't mean much of anything.
No, you need a skilled professional with the secrets.
Yeah, I mean, and do you just throw it all in the pan? I mean, do you throw it all in the flour or whatever, and then on the chicken? Well, you got to tell us how to prepare it. But those are the 11 herbs and spices. Yeah, I did not know that there was like a Chippendales Colonel Sanders. Should we look at him differently now?
It's confusing, isn't it?
Who was it? Was it Norm Macdonald who was playing Colonel Sanders for a while?
I think they rotated around, so a lot of people had a crack at it.
I know it was a comedian. I think it was Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald, KFC. Yes, it was Norm Macdonald as Colonel Sanders. And I thought that was a good portion of their marketing campaign. I thought it was funny. Oh, now if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see the Magic Mike Colonel Sanders.
Oh, dear God.
So this is what he's mad about at Mr. Mo Kelly on YouTube? Really? Really? Remember, KFC not too long ago said that they were going through like a complete remodel of its locations to update it to remain current and remain competitive.
Well, they changed Kentucky Fried Chicken to just KFC because they didn't want people to be using Kentucky. That had some sort of rural aspect to it that I think didn't market well for them. So just KFC now.
Well, I do wonder the enduring marketability of the Colonel Sanders character in the way you have Jack in the Box. They have reinvented Jack a few times over its history. Wendy's has reinvented Wendy or the mascot over time. McDonald's it has moved away from Ronald McDonald for the most part, I would think.
Maybe after those Terrifier movies came out.
Yeah, he's still around. The only one who needs to be updated, no disrespect, because this is Burger King night, is the Burger King.
Well, we had the Burger King with that giant, head.
Yes.
And they had him in video games. They had him as one of your trainers in a boxing game.
He looked like a criminal. He looked like a pedophile.
I thought the creepiness and awkwardness of the Burger King commercials was kind of funny.
No, and they were going for that because the King would peer from behind corners and just kind of stare at you with like a Jason Voorhees type stare.
Yeah, but it's the head that they had the poor actor wear, it's like the fast food equivalent of a Michael Myers mask.
That's what I'm saying, because he looked like a serial killer.
Yeah.
And just kind of lurking there. It's like watching you eat. It's very uncomfortable. But I guess it worked for a time with Burger King. But KFC, they have been struggling to keep up in this fast food war with these other outlets, which just have better marketing. KFC has really struggled as far as their marketing. Their restaurants were physically out of date. Their advertising was out of date. The food still tasted good. I like KFC taste-wise. Okay. I like the original recipe.
Here's a tip for you. Their chicken pot pies are actually surprisingly good.
They're very good.
That's what I hear. I've never had one.
Yeah, I always get chicken pot pie from there. It's delicious.
I usually get original recipe, and when they have popcorn chicken, I get popcorn chicken. Definitely got to get biscuits, and the sides vary depending on the location you are in the country. Like, you can always get the macaroni and cheese or the mashed potatoes and gravy. But for a while, I don't know if they still do this, like down south and East Coast, you could get mean greens. They'd have collard greens. And they just have different sides depending on where you were in the country.
Oh, I wish they did collard greens out here.
Yeah, they did for a time. I don't know if they still do. Mm-hmm. If they brought that back, I would be right back there.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly. Oh, yeah. And there aren't that many locations. What's the nearest KFC to us here?
There's one in on the border of Burbank and North Hollywood I think on Burbank.
But that doesn't sound close. That sounds like
no, it's
4 or 5 miles away.
About 10 minutes away of the drive.
All right, because you see a Popeyes everywhere. You just don't see a KFC like that.
There is two Popeyes closer to us.
See? Yeah, there's one over by that Vaughn's on Pass.
Yep, that one by the old Sardos, and then the one by next to the Ralph's on San Fernando.
Yeah, yep. It's later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. And I'll tell you about people, me included, who always listen to the same songs on repeat. Why do we do that? We'll tell you why when we come back.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Mo Kelly, KFI, YouTube, iHeartRadio app. And you know, just from listening to the show or listening to me, music is very important in my life. Always has been, always will be. Part of why it's so important, and I've said it before, and it's worth mentioning again, I believe music is the closest thing we have to a time machine. It'll take you back to wherever you were when that song came out. It will evoke all the associated memories, who you might have been dating at the time, good feelings, bad feelings, but it will take you right back there in a way that nothing else in life will. And I've also noticed, this is just me, as I get older, I listen to less new music. I just like the stuff that I've liked for years, and I listen to it. And if there's a song I haven't heard in years, and I may hear it because they'll play it on the radio or Sirius XM, I listen to yacht rock radio all the time, and I said, I want to hear that. And with Sirius XM, you can, rewind and replay it, and I'll do it, and I'll listen to it over and over again. And then I came across this article which talks about people who listen to the same songs on repeat as they get older usually have these 3 reasons. And this, according to research, found it really fascinating because it's kind of speaking about me. And I will listen to a song over and over and over and over and over again in my car. And I have an hour and a half drive like into the studio. And I may listen to a song on a given day, maybe 10 or 11 times. Maybe singing different parts, whatever. And this is what this study says. People who listen to the same songs on repeat as they get older usually have these 3 reasons. Number 1, they're chasing nostalgia. Check mark. That's accurate. It says one of the biggest reasons that people tend to listen to a more select group of songs and go back to the ones they knew in their youth as they get older is because they want that feeling of nostalgia. I would agree that is accurate. And you probably wonder why nostalgia? Because it's so comforting. It's something that we all naturally seek out, especially as we get older. I would characterize it as the songs which make me feel good from my youth or my childhood. It helps me connect with relatives who are no longer with us. It helps me connect to the innocence of my youth. I remember what I was feeling or thinking or who I had a crush on back then. And those are really pleasant feelings to have, especially in a world like today, the world that we have. So the nostalgia, check mark, absolutely. Here's the second reason why people will play the same song over and over on repeat. Our taste in music becomes more refined as we get older. I would agree with that. The older we get, we are more set in our ways, music included. For me, I don't know if there's a better music decade than maybe R&B's 1970s. And I'm a kid who basically grew up mostly in the 80s. But musically, I love all that 70s stuff. Late 60s, less so, but 70s, that's the sweet spot of all the great music. And as I get older, I don't feel the need to discover new artists or new songs or new genre. I'm happy with the stuff that I already have. Why? Because it makes me feel good, and I don't necessarily need to spend any time trying to figure out Cardi B's latest song. I don't care. It might be great, but put it this way. I'm a creature of habit. This is my OCD. When I go to a restaurant, I usually order the same thing every single time. Why? Because just like music, I know that it's going to evoke a certain feeling. I know that I'm going to enjoy it. If I'm going to go to Denny's, it's going to be a French slam. If I go to Cheesecake Factory, it'll be the Louisiana chicken pasta. Period. Because there are no surprises, and I know I'm going to get a certain level of enjoyment for my money. And I believe music is the same way. I'm going to play the song because I know it's going to make me feel good, or it's going to make me remember some very pleasant memories. And thirdly, if you are a person who finds themselves playing the same music over and over on repeat as you get older, this third reason is people like us, we're not actively trying to discover new music. There it is. And people ask me all the time, do you know about so-and-so? Nope. Have you heard the latest one? Nope. I thought you liked Stevie Wonder. Have you heard his latest album? Nope. All the older stuff is good. Have you ever wondered why oldie stations do so well? It's not nostalgia. It's the people who've grown up with that music, who will cling to that music, who will forever appreciate that music.
There's a great documentary on the impact of music on people with dementia. It's called Alive Inside. I highly recommend, from 2014.
Not to get too morbid, but I will say this. The day that my father passed, actually in the moments leading up to his passing, he was mostly unresponsive until we started playing Ray Charles. And that for a moment had him more aware of the people and the surroundings, because the music cut through. How much, I don't know, but I do know that it made a difference because he was responding. He opened his eyes and saw my sister. It's like, there's definitely a connection. There's something therapeutic about music, which transcends a lot of our understanding. So I get it. As I get older, I'm less and less interested in discovering new music. I've already found the best music, I think, ever in my life, and that's good enough. I don't need to experiment. I don't need to cheat on the 1970s.
That's because you, like most intelligent people, know that Curtis Mayfield's Superfly is the greatest album ever made.
I don't know if I can disagree with that.
No.
It's really, really up there. I would say maybe Stevie Wonder's, I would say most of his stuff in the 1970s. I can't even say Intervisions, Talking Book. Those are some great, great albums. There's one from Earth, Wind, and Fire I'd probably throw in there as well, where you can listen, from top to bottom, no skips. I don't know if there is such a thing in today's world, no skips. I don't know if even artists actually do albums. They do a song here, a song there. Oh, yeah, they'll put out an album, but it's not great content top to bottom. And that's just old man, get off my lawn, but I'm right. It's Later with Mo Kelly.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating.